everyone. Welcome to Crimham Podcast, episode 10 on the Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts, and
Blu-ray now.
Blu-ray, DVD, and showing in 50 cinemas in the UK.
And that thing I forgot.
Yeah, that thing that Ham forgot. Now, guys, you may have noticed something. No, it's not my haircut. Ham has a new microphone.
I do? Oh, yeah, I do.
It's
my new microphone. It's his old microphone.
My old microphone.
So that's just garbage is my treasure.
Yeah,
well, that's not the same.
Something old is something new to someone else. So Ham's using my old microphone, so the quality and audio should be a bit different this week.
Should be a bit better.
Yeah, it'd be a bit better. Good job I added a limiter onto their audio, so it can't reach a certain point. so your ears won't go, ah!
Well, you just edit it in post, but I'm like 8-bit. When I say that. I love 8-bit sound effects, to be fair. That's quite nice.
I've got one on my voice mod.
Have you ever listened to music that's been transferred into 8-bit or 16-bit?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Some of it's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah. Well,
the Windows theme's actually quite lit on there as 8-bit. And the Arkham City one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do like their own. They've made songs into 8-bits. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Cool stuff. That's cool. No, what was it? Cool Kanye or something.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. So how's your week been? Has been a week, hasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's been more than a week, I think. Probably a week and a bit, half.
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
When
actually.
Was Doc 2 last week? Was that when it ended last week? When we did our review of it? I can't remember.
Just double check quickly.
Yeah, I'll see when we last uploaded. I can't remember if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. 5th of December. Oh, it was 2 weeks ago that we did our last podcast. What? Okay.
I think it's because we started planning for the new the thing we have planning, but timing was a bit off, so we kind of lingered until we had everything sorted, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, Sam. Very cool. We have a Christmas podcast planned for our next episode, which is going to be live on my Twitch channel.
We're breaking into Jeff Bezos' factory and freeing all the... No, that's the week after. Anyway, we're going to... I should have said that live.
I'll cut this bit out.
Good. Anyway, yeah, we will be... Actually, do you want to explain it since it's your thing?
Yeah, well, it's going to be on the 23rd of December, so Christmas Eve, at 7 p.m. GMT time. We're going to be recording it live on Twitch in front of all the viewers who want to join in with it. We're going to be making our own Christmas song for Father Bonkmas while we're getting wasted at the same time. Yeah. The viewers, you guys can help us with lyrics to go along. It's going to be an extended episode as well. It's not going to be the usual half an hour to 40 minutes. Well, it's going to be probably maybe a couple hours long. And it'll be uploaded to YouTube. And of course, we'll be singing the song in its entirety, no matter what state we're in.
I have a bass there. That won't be helpful at all.
No. It's a very festive bass you've got there, actually.
Yeah, it grew the hat itself with the price tag on.
Excellent news. Excellent.
I also have a keyboard and a bed there behind the screen.
I've got...
I probably won't use that because it's going to probably take up too much room. But maybe after the fact, I'll put music on it.
Yeah, I don't have an instrument.
You should. It's nice just to... Even if you're rubbish at it, like I am with the bass, it's nice just to have and just twiddle away with. And I've got my own bass line in the works, just to be fair.
Nice. So
with nothing involved. It's like no
bass line coming up
at
some point in the future.
Before I'm about to die. Anyway,
Ham will perform it live on their deathbed.
Yeah.
The last deed.
But you said, yeah, that's what we got planned.
That's what we got planned.
We also got the Greenest Dragon involved, who's a Twitch YouTuber, no, a Twitch streamer that I really like.
Yeah, he might have YouTube, don't know. Yeah, we'll plug his Twitch down below as well. Go and check him out. He's got a very sexy voice, and he's doing the intro narration for us for the podcast. So it's all ready to go. It's done. It's all ready to go because we didn't know when we were doing it. We were going to do it a bit earlier, but
work was being a little bitch for me.
Yeah, well, for both of us really couldn't really find time where we were both free to get wasted. So I'm going to be hungover on Christmas Eve, maybe. So
will I.
I don't care really.
I'm a bit of a medium weight when it comes to drinking.
Yeah, it's 50-50 for me.
I say medium weight because like sometimes it does depend on a lot on what I ate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. It was kind of spontaneous, really. I
mean, I suggested it as a joke thing in your chat, and I didn't expect you to, and you were like,
I froze with excitement.
And then when you said let's do it and then do it on the podcast, I was like, I think I was in my work chat. I was just like at work on my break. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yes. So, and then it became official. And we started the planning.
It's
and
official,
now it's
guys.
It's official. I've already got my alcohol below me, actually.
I'm going to probably buy it the day 2 days before. On the 21st, I'm going to buy my alcohol.
Well, I actually bought it because I wanted to drink last night, but then I got too full up on food. And I was like, I don't want to drink now. So I'm just going to save it. But I got this kiwi and lime old malt cider.
I think he's going to drink and he's going to be drunk.
I haven't tried it before. Not that flavour, so...
That's the first one I tried of that one, I believe. I think it was. No, it was cherry and something. I can't remember, actually.
Yeah, so I hope I like it, because I've got 3 bottles down there to consume.
Buy some other stuff to be safe, I suppose.
Yeah, I might do.
I did buy this vodka, because it has a really nice... bottle, but then I drank it ages ago.
What vodka is it? Or is it just a normal one with just over the
raspberry crush? Oh. But like the colour of the bottle is really nice.
I saw one like that in Tesco yesterday. I think it was like, it must have been like pomegranate or something, because it was like orange design.
I think I bought it like 2 days after we talked about the idea. I was like, I'll save it for then, but then I got a bit bored, had a bit, then a few days later, why not have another bit? And now it's gone.
It happens. It happens.
But yeah.
How's your work week been?
Just a great
short overview, I suppose.
Today was quite bad because there were so many customers. They all seem to be lacking simple brain mechanics and functions.
Yeah, they do that. They do that around Christmas time. I don't know. I'll let you finish.
You sure?
Yeah, go on.
I just had customers. They're all like asking where basic things were, or like, do you have this newspaper? And you'd be like, isn't that it in your hand? Like, no, that's the Express I'm looking for. And they're like, that it? And then, sorry, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I don't care. Just leave. That was one of the weirdest things. That he literally had the newspaper in his hand. Like, yeah, it's right there. Customers would be like, oh, how do you scan the co-op card? Oh, you put it in front of the thing. So let's say that's the scanner.
Yeah.
They get the card.
Yeah.
And you put it like there.
Yeah.
But they keep going. The lady kept putting it underneath it. It's not working. Where's the green light? I was like, do you want me to try it? And she kept doing it. And that's the thing with all of them. Do you want me to do it for you? And they'll carry on just doing it themselves.
Do you want me to do it? And they're like, is it done? It's like, no, pay attention to me.
Oh, can you not do that for a few seconds? And they're still just going,
huh? It's like they don't hear you, and it's just like, are you there? I always get that at work with the card machine, because you're just meant to tap it on the screen like contactless, but they always for some reason go to the top of the card machine, even though I'm holding it at a position where it's like, yeah, you tap here. They go like above it, and I'm like, no, just tap it on the screen. It's funny when you get an elderly person that said, like, keep trying, like you said. It's like, no, just give it a second. Do you want to put the card in? And they're like, Has it worked? It's like, no, no, no.
I did have one ages ago. An old lady came in. It's like, oh, this is my first time using contactless. How do you do it? Oh, you just tap the screen. She's like, surely not. Yeah. She went, oh, that's dangerous.
I was expecting her to actually tap the screen with her finger.
No,
Can you imagine? Oh, you just tap the screen. Just poke it. I mean, it is quite dangerous if you get your card stolen.
She's like, oh, excited. Then, oh, that's dangerous. Oh, yesterday, a customer was sifting through the charity books because we have the thing where you pay £1 to charity or 50p to charity, and you can choose any book you want.
Yeah.
A lot of the books look shit, and she grabbed a book for some talk show host. I don't know who he was. And she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get another one." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Oh, Gordon Ramsay. Oh, Simon Cowell. I love them. I hate them." I was like, "What? What do you mean?" She was like, "Oh, she was like really infatuated, and all of a sudden, oh, I hate them, slimy bastards."
Just like being fake. Oh, I love that. I love that. I hate them.
Yeah, I was like, sure. Customers kept telling me I gave them the wrong change when I didn't, because like I have the thing there to show that I didn't. I did do it once today, to be fair, but yesterday they kept complaining about it, which was annoying.
Was it? Well,
the day before, the other day was really awful when I told you about they changed my shift and lots of bad customers that day. I got home and I was just like, yeah.
We had these two people come into the play area that we have, and they had a like under 1-year-old with them, and then another kid. But they went in, and apparently there was a kid in there like coughing and just running around coughing. Then they came out, and then they went in there for like 5 minutes, and then came out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, can we have a refund?" Like, not really happy with the with that, like a kid going around coughing in there. I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. There's not a lot I can do really, so I just refunded them, and they went. And then yesterday they put a complaint on TripAdvisor saying it was COVID unsafe. But it's like, what can you do? Because it's a kid. It's like there's not a lot you can do. If I go in there and tell the parent with that kid to leave, they'll complain. And then it's like, either way, we're going to get a complaint from one of them. Yeah, but like the thing is, they weren't being awful about it. They were like, so it's a bit of a shame, but I gave them the refund. They went home, and then they complained afterwards, obviously. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't like it when people do that. They act like they're fine about it in real life, but then when it comes to it, they complain. I don't understand why you bring your child to a place when the COVID levels are going up. Yeah, don't give them a mask. They know there's someone coughing in there because you can probably hear a cough easily. That's what my manager said. She was like, if you're that, concerned about it, then maybe just don't, bring your child in. Yeah, just don't, if you're that concerned about it, because it's not a lot we can do when it's a kid doing it. I don't know, old guy. He's usually quite nice. He was in the sweet section for some reason, and he was just picking up stuff, going, it's bad. Gets like a snot rag thing, goes like that, picks up stuff with the snot rag. Oh no. And I was just like looking at him like, I don't know what to do. I literally, that's just looking like, I don't like to say it, but my dad does it sometimes. They're about to sneeze and they go, achoo, puts mask back on. The mask is to stop it. He was like, are you sure, Kyle? Yeah, I saw someone do it on a bus once. They went to cough, so they pulled their mask away from their mouth, coughed, and put it back on. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, maybe with a sneeze, it's like, oh, if you sneeze, it's going to be like right in your face. But it's like, that's the whole point of a mask, though. It's like, I carry spare masks to just swap them out quickly. Yeah, like swap them out. Get a tissue or something and put a new one on. But it's like he pulled the mask away from his face, coughed, and put it on, and I was like, what's your thought process? Yeah, I don't want to linger too much on it, but yeah, just some people, man. But yeah, if I had to summarize my work week for the past week, it'll probably just be a dismal. It's mentally just took it away from me. So. Yeah, Christmas does that, doesn't it? I mean, it does that anyway, but like, last week was a lot worse than this week for me. Like, this week compared to last week was just heaven. It was just so calm. Compared, it was still busy, but compared to last week, it was a bit calmer.
Yeah. I mean, the most I could say good about it is that people you can't really see it too well, but commenting on my Doctor Who Christmas shirts.
Yes.
There's a pastor who came in, he had a Slipknot shirt the other week. And I said, oh, that's a nice shirt. I mean, I'm not a big Slipknot person, but it was a really cool shirt.
Yeah.
It looked like it was that reddish font they had.
Yeah.
But like the shirt was all torn, but it looked like it was held together with like pins and like just sewn together, like it was made out of like scrap.
Yeah, like homemade sort of.
Yeah, it was basically one of those, and I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. I would wear that, even though I'm not fan. That just looks so cool. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And now he comments, it's like, oh, nice Doctor Who shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's like when I went up to Brighton this year in August, I think it was, or July, it was. And like there was, when you go up there, you can tell there are a lot more like it's different up there to Plymouth. Like you can wear different stuff and have your hair however you want without people making comments, for the most part, probably.
The only place you could do that is Plymouth College of Art.
Yeah.
It's just really annoying.
But yeah, I saw this one girl up there. It like her hair was shaved, but it was like bleached white with red hearts in her hair.
Oh,
like
it's all started in TikTok with that as well.
Yeah, and I was like, God, it's so different up here.
I'm planning to dye my hair bright green. Not sure when. I don't know if it will suit me. I just want to do something. I like change.
Yeah, it's good to try different stuff, isn't it? I think I've reached a point where I'm just sort of, I don't know. I'm just like, not that I don't care anymore about my style. I just prefer comfort over change, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I've tried a few different colours. I've been red, blue, and not just my skin either. I mean,
don't tell.
I won't. Yeah, I was just looking at some ideas for the podcast. And then I thought of an idea looking at ideas for the podcast. I was just going to go through this list that's on this website for podcast topics and just go through each one.
If you want,
see what it says. There's 100 on here, so I probably won't do all of them.
Yeah, probably not. We want to talk about other things.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. We want to talk about that later.
We saw Spider-Man No Way Home.
Should we do the podcasting first, or
we could talk about Spider-Man at the end, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Leave the good stuff.
Okay, so stuff we can do on the podcast. We can critique books or films. Have you read any books?
No.
Neither have I. Have you watched any films?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah. Okay. Talk about podcasting.
We're talking on a podcast.
Yeah, this is podcasting. We do it.
We do?
Sometimes. Board public buses and interview the drivers.
Board public? Oh, board.
Yeah, get on.
However, that's board public buses at the buses.
That sounds like a breach of. What do you mean, board public? While they're driving, just interview them like, oh, we're on a podcast.
That seems like a lot of equipment to carry around.
Talk about new skills or hobbies that you're learning. I can hold my breath.
I can yawn. Entertaining.
Start a guessing show. I don't know what that means.
Guess how many fingers I have.
Comedy podcast. Well, I mean, this is comedy anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But we meant to be funny.
Don't you have to be funny to be a comedian? A podcast about shops. I've got
about anything to be safe.
A few shops down the road.
Same. I work at one.
Yeah, same. This is boring. Anyway, let's talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, in Spider-Man, board a public bus and interview a bus driver.
Yeah, from a different universe.
I liked it a lot.
Spoiler talk, or
we could highlight the bit that has spoilers, like talk non-spoilers and spoilers,
okay,
or should we just do one or the other?
Do non-spoilers first, I think,
Okay.
and then we'll dive into spoilers. Okay, so this is non-spoiler territory,
They all
guys.
die
You're
at
okay.
the end. No, yeah.
Yeah, they all die of radiation,
We're talking too much.
malnutrition.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was really good. Definitely my favorite out of the trilogy.
Yeah, by a long shot, to be fair.
Yeah, literally by a long shot. I'm not really a fan of the other two, just because I feel like they're just tied to Tony Stark too much and Iron Man.
I feel like the first one is a good start, but like it's a good start that is designed to branch out into better stuff. But I feel like they
does what it's meant to do, isn't it?
I feel like they didn't go away and let's make the best film we can. I feel like they went in going, let's make something that can make other films the best that they can.
Yeah, it's there.
And like Michael Keaton's Vulture was very wasted, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the actor in it, I forget his name. I'll look him up. But yeah, there's a lot of wasted talent in that film, I thought, but still better than the second one.
Second one, yeah, I saw there was a poll on Twitter for the best out of the trilogy. Obviously, No Way Home was the best by a long mile. Homecoming was second, and then Far From Home was last, which is the second one.
Yeah,
which, I agree with. I don't know, like compared to the other two films, No Way Home is just
Donald Glover. Yeah, he was in the first one.
Oh yeah.
I know he wants to be Miles Morales.
Yeah,
which you'd be good at.
Would be good.
It's also wasted in the solo film. He was the best part of the film, but you still wasted.
Yeah. No, but yeah, overall, I think it was really great.
Really great. All the characters are like at their best.
Yeah, the acting is really good in it, and I warmed more to Tom Holland in this film than I did with the others.
Same.
He just didn't get me in the other ones. Like, I couldn't. No, I didn't know.
I know he's doing his. Not to say like he's bad. I know he's doing his best.
It's not bad.
I feel like it's like with Garfield and his films. The stuff around him is letting him down.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield, that is not the cat.
No. Well, he'll be a shit Spider-Man.
Yeah, Garfield.
I don't know why he's always in people's lists.
Oh, yeah, I want Garfield to be Spider-Man. He's like, oh, lasagna.
Played by Chris Pratt this time.
Yeah. Chris Pratt
playing
Piss. Sorry.
Piss Pat.
Piss Pat. Piss
Our next
Pat.
guest star, maybe?
Piss Pat. We do need to get a guest on. Because I thought, well, I'm streaming tomorrow, and I didn't think about it. And then I was like, we might have to do it tonight then, the podcast, instead of tomorrow.
Yeah, it's no worries anyway.
Possibly next year.
Literally.
I want to start getting more guests on the podcast.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it'll be interesting to,
Yeah, so Spider-Man and Tom Holland, and us, Spider-Man, was better. All the other supporting characters were better.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, I feel like, was a weak point because I feel Vince said this today. In his film, he's a very serious, collected man, if not a bit up his own ass, but that was the point.
Yeah.
And then in the Endgame Infinity War, a collected, calm, serious man. And then this film,
he just seemed like, I mean, it was a lot worse in the trailers. In the actual film, it was different. But in the trailers, he was just like, oh yeah, I don't care. And Wong's like, don't do that spell. And he's like, I won't. And then he does. He just seems really reckless in the trailers. Like he doesn't care.
Marvel usually mislead on purpose, which, to be fair, it's not a Marvel thing, but I know they did
yeah, they did.
And it was enough for people to think it was someone else pretending to be Doctor Strange. I know there's that guy on YouTube who won't shut up about fucking Mephisto.
Yeah, everyone's going on about Mephisto.
It's gotten to the point where it's like, that person drinks a coffee, but he's drinking it quite faster than usual. Mephisto, perhaps? Like, I don't know. It really hates me when people do that.
Yeah. I know. I mean, that's been going on ever since WandaVision, where they were like, "Hey, it's Mephisto." Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Mephisto sounds like the name itself just sounds kind of stupid.
Fisto. Mr. Fisty.
But yeah,
anyway,
he was.
I think
I still liked him, but still,
I think this will be easier to talk about if we do the spoilers, just because it's easier to jump into.
Just a quick non-spoiler thing.
Yeah.
Would recommend overall best Spider-Man film, one of the best MCU films. I would say go watch it.
Definitely.
That's my non-spoiler review.
See, I don't know if it's the best because
it's one of my favorites.
Definitely one of my favorites, but I don't know if it's better than Spider-Man 2. Just because I really like Spider-Man 2 and the storytelling and the character stuff in that.
Spider-Man 1.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's really good. Like, it probably is. I don't know. They're on the same level for me just because it's really good. But yeah, definitely for me, a highlight of this year in terms of films that have come out, along with No Time to Die.
Yeah. Do I prefer No Time to Die? I can't say because they're completely different in their own way. I can't really say one's better than the other because like one of them is a superhero franchise and one of them is a spy franchise. They have very clearly different tones and ambitions.
Yeah, they do.
I do want to watch both of them again.
Can you hear like humming? I think my PlayStation is like it's just my PlayStation. I think
I can only hear the humming from my laptop.
I'm holding my microphone up above my desk because my PlayStation is making my desk vibrate and it's picking up on the mic. So I don't know if you'll hear it on the podcast.
I can hear a hum.
Okay, I'm just holding it now.
Do it again briefly to see.
Okay, hold on. No, you probably can't hear it, but I think it's picking it up on the podcast side of things. But that's fine. I'll hold my mic up for a bit. Sorry, guys, if you heard humming.
Maybe you put a pillow thing underneath it. That might dampen it.
Try my Santa hat.
Sure.
Put that under it just to cushion the blow.
Which we will wear in the next podcast.
Okay, that works. Okay, the Santa hat is underneath it and it's not picking it up now. Yeah, anyway, we're going to dive into spoilers for No Way Home. 3, 2, 1.
They all died. No.
They all died at the end. No, yeah, so obviously the big main thing is Andrew and Toby appearing, which it gave me a feeling that I can't describe when I first saw it.
Yeah, same. And I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I will say that right out of the gate. Spider-Man's always been like, yeah, he's cool to me. I would say he's one of my favorite Marvel characters, but I'm not really a Marvel person.
Yeah.
But even then, when I saw them, I was like, holy shit, this is just
feels
nostalgic for some reason.
Oh, the buzz I felt. Even from seeing Andrew, like, weirdly, I got more of a buzz from seeing Andrew than I did Toby to begin with, but I think that's just because he wasn't in his outfit when we saw Toby. I
said this to Vince, and Vince said the same, basically agreed. I preferred Andrew Garfield in No Way
Home.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, this one's called No Way Home.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused because we've got the word home.
There's in it. Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home.
Yeah, in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Then the other Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was a highlight in this.
I also preferred Andrew in this than his
films.
His films. Not say he was bad. He was the best part of this film. Like,
yeah, he was. He's a really good Spider-Man.
The main actor usually is the reason why it's good, rather than the script.
It's like people say that Andrew is the best Spider-Man, Toby is the best Peter Parker, and then people usually say that Tom's good at both in some ways. But yeah, that's what people say. That's what I hear people saying.
But I would say, like, it shows how good the writing is for his character in the new films. That it makes it like it shows how dirty he was.
How much difference the writing makes.
I feel like if you put Andrew Garfield in both Tom Holland films, no offense to Tom Holland, he's a great actor, but I feel like those films probably would have been a bit better. Because I feel like he shines with that type of writing.
Yeah. Oh, God, I loved
He was
it.
so good.
I
And
loved his acting. Really
I watched a
great.
few clips of Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though I don't like the film.
Yeah,
All his scenes are the best scenes in the film.
he is great. He's
Like,
really,
yeah,
really. What's the word?
He feels the most Spider-Man to me.
Yeah, definitely. I love his suit as well.
And it
I
makes
like
me
the
a
one
little
in
upset.
his first film, but the second film, his suit is great.
I like the first one, but I do like the second one. I like how the second one has that weird velvety look to it, even though it's probably not velvet.
Yeah, no, it does. Has that sort of texture.
Yeah, but yeah, it
There's
makes me
some really
want more
great
Andrew
scenes
Garfield.
in it. Yeah, definitely.
Really great scenes.
Great.
But-
He had some good emotion in it. Like the parts where mainly when he was talking about Gwen, and he seemed to have like a bit of PTSD from it, especially when he catches MJ.
I do feel like that was left because I did hear a few people like do a little snigger, and I feel like it was. I don't know what it was of, but it felt like it was a bit odd, that scene. I mean, I do like it, but it felt like a bit of a. They'll play it up a little.
Maybe.
It was just the way he catches. He's like, she's like, blank face. You're right. And he's like, I was like,
okay.
I can't tell if that's a joke or meant to be serious.
Yeah,
that's my only issue with that bit.
Okay, I liked it. I think it worked for me.
I liked it
because of the acting. I liked his. Yeah, I don't know. Really good emotion there. I liked a bit where Toby and Doc Ock interact. Where it's just, it's like a casual conversation. It's like they're just friends, He's like, oh, it's good to see you. You're like, how are you? You've grown up so much. Like, it's just, it's so nostalgic just seeing them talk.
I do like the bit where they're all like, we need to figure out cures for these people. And Andrew is just like, oh, I'll work on, who's he called? The list guy? I knew his name, and it's in my head.
Wait, what guy? I mean. Oh, Dr. Connors.
Yeah, Dr. Connors. So I like how he walks in. He's like, I'll do Dr. Connors. I cured him already. Everyone's just like...
It's no big deal. I cured him.
I guess he's the smartest out of the three then, right? From that logic?
Kind of. He is quite sciencey out of all of them.
The web things.
He made his own webs, yeah.
He made his own things. Tom Holland was basically given his stuff.
Yeah, he was.
And Toby's was basically the most put together.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because he isn't the smartest, but he is the most, I guess, intuitive.
Yeah. I like the bit where they're like, oh yeah, we're just creating stuff for our web shooters. And he's like, It's like, what do you mean? And he just fires it. And they're like, what the fuck?
I was expecting, though, them. I don't know why, but when he said that, I was expecting, them to ask if we can do something so we can figure out how.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I would have done, because if they have the way to make a cure and all this, they probably could do. Oh, can we just have it so we can just do that?
Yeah, maybe.
A bit of DNA so we can figure it out.
Maybe they wouldn't want that. I don't know. Yeah. They probably find it a bit gross. I mean, it is a bit gross, really, because it was made for that franchise, that trilogy. It wasn't in the comics or anything.
This is about Tobey Maguire, but Spider-Man. I've always wondered. So it comes out of his wrist things.
Yeah.
And he wears the suit. So is there a little hole?
Yeah.
Because if the suit is missing line, it's just going to get. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Just get stuck on the inside of the suit, like sneezing in a mask.
Yeah.
And you can't go. Just pull the sleeve down every time.
Hold on.
I don't know. I think it's just one of those things you're not meant to think about.
True.
But
to be fair,
if you do think about
superhero films, you're meant to suspend a lot of disbelief.
Yeah, don't think too much about things.
Off topic. Everyone says, "Oh, if you think too much of things, but you ruin it." If you think too much about the science of something, you go, "Oh, this wouldn't actually happen," or what I just said about this thing. People say that always ruins it, but to me, that always makes it more interesting because I'm now you get to think of ways to solve it.
Yeah, question it.
You question it, it makes the world a bit better. I mean, sometimes you can't go. Sometimes it doesn't work. With a scene in Last Jedi where the spaceship runs out of power and it starts slowing down. That would never happen in space.
No,
you can't really think around that.
Drift, wouldn't it? Really,
it will carry on at the same speed.
Yeah.
You don't. So it makes no sense.
We're out of power stops.
Yeah.
If it was a car on a road, yes, but not.
I mean, sometimes it wasn't working that perspective, but that's shit through and through anyway. So we don't want to talk about it.
Garbage.
But
I mean,
I like doing that.
We can discuss films down below in the comments if you want to, or you can send an email at the Crimham Podcast at gmail.com.
Do it.
If you want to discuss with us or do some Q&As, you can ask us some questions, send them in, and we'll answer some questions on the podcast for ye. Carry on. Anyway.
Sorry, I thought I had something. But yeah, really great. The chemistry between all three of them, perfect.
Oh yeah, it's great. The little banter and the bit where he clicks his back, gives him like a bear hug, clicks his back. It's just the way you'd think they'd interact, like, you know, just trading ideas.
I needed.
Yeah, it's like. Willem Dafoe was great in it as well. Can't forget about him.
He has not lost his touch at all.
66 years old, great actor, great stunt performer, which we only found out after the film he did.
I think he's one of the greatest actors.
He's great.
I've seen him in quite a lot of things. He's always good. People usually make fun of his goblin face. Yeah, I guess.
I guess so. He does have like a goblin face, doesn't he? And people always say he could play the Joker with his sort of facial structure, but
he'd be good at the Joker.
Yeah,
if he doesn't overdo. I know Green Goblin.
Yeah, I feel like he would lean into Goblin a bit with the laugh. Yeah,
I know Green Goblin in the Sam Raimi, I guess, in this film is naturally overdone.
Yeah, but
naturally in a good way, of course.
It just works in this film. It does, because it plays it. I think they dive more into his like psyche a bit, his split personality in this, because you never know if he's just pretending to be good or he actually is. Or
I oddly like and don't like that they got rid of the goblin mask, though. I'd like that he destroyed it out of like fear of his other self.
Yeah,
but I do wish that they lingered a bit more.
Yeah, because it's a good suit,
maybe like, on his own, like without like look in the mirror and see the goblin face thing. Sometimes that'd be cool.
I noticed when the mask was up on the whatever it's hanging on, it had like a purple tint on the top of it. I don't know if you noticed that, but it had like a purple tint, and obviously that's the original colours. And obviously the hoodie and the shirt he was wearing is green and purple. So
I know people saw images of what he wore when he wrote the thing. The makeshift one he had.
Oh,
and people thought it was James Franco as Goblin.
Oh yeah,
I liked him as Scott. I liked him. He's an actor I really love. So I was a bit upset that he never showed up personally.
I know there's a lot of controversy around him at the minute, so that's probably why. I've heard a lot of stuff about him, accusations. So
I did see this one accusation about it, which I don't know, it was a different actor, which didn't make sense though. Yeah. Because someone said, like, I can't remember which actor it was, but it was an actor who was flirting with someone online, and then they posted, they go, this actor's flirting with me, how dare they? And it was like, well, you both met on a dating site. Isn't that the point? It's just a bit weird that you met a big actor. It is a bit like, they're on there, sure. It's a bit daunting, but you wouldn't. I don't know. That one always was because you had to apologise for it. I need to figure out who it was.
Who knows?
It might have been James Franco, but it might have been someone else. Everything okay?
Yeah, I was just changing my position. I tap the top of my mic so it mutes it, so you can't hear my chair going like.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you just. Yeah.
You're saying how much he hates us at the moment. Anyway, I like Jamie Foxx as Electro.
I like him.
I think
but it doesn't really line up with his character from the Amazing Spider-Man film.
Good choice, in my opinion.
Good choice. It's good. Good to change him. But from a what's the word? Like continuity sort of thing, it doesn't make sense with where he was in that film, because he's completely different in this film to what he was in the first time. But I don't care. I don't mind. I can look past it. Honestly, it doesn't bother me.
I think it's because out of the actors, he's one of the biggest. Even though he's not in superhero films a lot, he's still one of the biggest actors in the film. So I feel like they tried to make his character a bit more, not safer, but a bit more easier for the. Yeah, because he was a bit weird in the other film.
Yeah, in the other film, he's very he's very nerdy. He's very obsessed and a bit doolally and.
And I didn't really believe it from Jamie Foxx. Not
No.
who's acting it. It's just
It doesn't fit,
big,
does it?
strong, buff, albeit, to be fair, handsome-looking person.
Yeah.
Going, hello, I'm Nutty. You forgot me, but I don't know.
I don't think
off.
it wouldn't fit in this film anyway.
What?
Really having that.
I did like the CGI blue he had, like electric effect in the old film, but I do understand why they changed it.
It slightly had it when he first came into this film. Like, I don't know if you saw, he was blue when he spawned in, but I think they explain it is there's different energy in this universe, so it's like yellow.
I saw it as in an episode of Red Dwarf, they travel to a different universe.
Yeah,
and in this universe, boys get pregnant, not girls.
Right.
And Lister has fun time with a girl.
Yeah.
And then he gets pregnant, and he's like, "No, I'm from my universe." And the AI computer system called Holly says, "Well, yeah, but you're in this universe. The rules apply to you now. If you go back to the other universe, the rules would apply to her." That's how it works. He's like, good point.
Yes.
That's what I thought was going on. Like, since he traveled to that universe, different rules apply, so maybe the effect wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I guess it is that sort of explanation. Yeah. Obviously, with Lizard and Sandman, I guess the actors just weren't available. Obviously, I think the guy who did Sandman's the same voice actor. I think it was a different voice actor for Dr. Connors because he didn't sound the same. And they just reused, obviously, the footage from Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 for the humanized scenes of them. That's why they never showed up in human form, because I guess they just couldn't show up had schedules or something, or COVID, I don't know.
I would say, though, the Dr. Connors' lizard form, I would say the CGI looks a little worse.
It does look worse. I think the thing is like they spread the CGI quite thin in this film. It's not bad CGI, it's great.
No.
But they had to spread it across a lot of things.
It just doesn't look as good.
But obviously in Spider-Man 1, they could focus most of the CGI on the lizard, so that's why it looked better in that film. But, it's fine. They've got a lot of CGI to sort of spread out, so...
Maybe in the DVD release it'll be different. Who knows?
Maybe. And his eyes were different colour in this as well. They were like orange.
They look closer together.
The lizard size. Yeah, I think its design was slightly changed.
I do think, though, this is one of the first films I think the Marvel humour actually worked in its favour.
It works. Some parts still take me out of it a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's stop. Mainly the stuff with Ned and that.
I like the tree joke.
Oh, yeah, is that a scientist who turned himself into a tree? No, that's just a tree.
I think that's a joke about superhero stuff in general.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Dr. Otto Octavius. No, what's your name? Otto Octavius. I thought it was good. I do want to see it again, but I think I'll wait.
Canyon. The Grand Canyon?
You're at the Grand Canyon? What are you doing there?
I want to see it again.
I do want to see it again, but I think I'll wait.
Second or something, maybe. I
I mean, I don't mind rewatching it. Are you off on Tuesday? Can't remember.
This Tuesday?
Yeah.
Let thou check.
No.
Fuck off.
Because I finished earlier on Tuesday. I finished at 2, so could maybe see it, but I don't know if it would be a bit busy because kids are off school next week.
A long week long. There we go. That's the right week. Yeah, I did. I finished at 6 on a Tuesday.
Okay.
I finished 12 in the afternoon. I mean, the day before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably won't be able to then this week.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Oh well, it might be bad to see it when it's died down a bit anyway.
True. I don't like going into camp theaters anyway.
Yeah, like it wasn't too bad, I suppose. Even though it was full, at least there wasn't any annoying
I had to go behind me eating, which was annoying.
Yeah, I didn't hear it weirdly.
And every now and again, you'll just go, "Oh, stop! That's Daredevil! That's Daredevil!" Oh, Daredevil!
Yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, I was quite shocked that he showed up, even though it was just a tiny cameo. But
or I hear, oh, it's Andrew Garfield. It's gonna be Andrew Garfield. It's Andrew.
It's like, yeah, all right, shut up. We know. Honestly, I said it once. I looked at Adam. I was like, Adam, Spider-Man. He was like, yeah, this is a Spider-Man film. I was like, oh, right, sorry, I keep forgetting.
Well, if you sat the right way, Adam, you're facing at the crowd. He's like, no, I can see it.
I'm looking at the projector. I can see all the pixels coming out.
Beaming into my eyes.
Or you can see it's Adam's silhouette on the cinema screen because he's stood in front of the projector. Anyway, sorry guys, bit off track.
Yeah.
No, great film, great experience.
Great film.
Obviously, if you get the chance, go and see it if you feel comfortable enough. With the cinemas being packed at the minute, probably. I
was a bit hesitant, but
we have got The Matrix coming out though next week.
Oh, that's next week.
Yeah, I think it comes out on the 22nd, but again, probably won't be able to see that anytime soon.
Same.
Maybe not until January. But that's fine. I don't mind waiting a bit longer to watch that.
Yeah, I'm not a big Matrix fan. I like Matrix films.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I won't be as worried if I see a spoiler, because it's not as big. It's big, but and I played the Unreal Engine 5 experience today.
It was fun for what it was.
Yeah, it felt really good. Like, and the sound. I don't know if it was just these headphones I was wearing, but these headphones seem to make gaming sound a lot more bassier and deep. So,
are they new headphones? I don't recognize them.
No, I've had them for probably nearly a year, but they're my sound cancelling ones. I don't usually wear them that often, but they're quieter but better sound quality. I
just swap my headphones. I use these for the podcast and my old ones for gaming, but these ones sound much, much better.
Yeah.
I like to catch up. The microphone you say isn't as good. Yeah. I don't really hear a difference personally. It's just me. I think this one's more toned, but less bassy, but that one's less toned, but more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, should we finish the podcast off? Any
I'll leave
final
to say
thoughts?
If you want to see if you want to feel like a child, I guess watch the Spider-Man film because it kind of brings that out.
If you grew up with Toby and Andrew, definitely. Especially if you grew up with Toby, just go and watch it. It's definitely amazing.
You want to see Andrew redeemed, even though it's not his fault. The old films are bad. Blame, I guess, the writer. Watch those films. Watch the new film. I mean,
I do
like the first Amazing Spider-Man. It's not the second.
Yeah, they they just oversaturated the second one, and then they just
same with the third Spider-Man film. They put loads of stuff in it, I think.
Yeah, even though Sam Raimi didn't want it in, he was pressured by that other guy. Like, put Venom in it. It's like, no, I don't want to put Venom in it.
It's like when I forget the name. He's a film director called Kevin. I forget his second name. He's a big guy. He hosts DC stuff quite often.
Oh right, okay.
He directed also had a few episodes of Flash. He's Bob from Jay and Silent Bob. I forget his second name though. He was going to direct a Superman film, I believe. Yeah. And the guy was like, "I want a giant robot spider." What? He was like, "I want a giant robot spider." I guess. And he phoned up the person who hired him. Was like, I can't put a giant robot spider in a Superman film. I literally have no clue what to do. So he basically just said, "I'm not going to do it."
Yeah.
I think it was that one. I believe it was him. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you want to leave off with?
Not really. Just have a good week, everybody, and we'll be here for the Christmas special on Friday. Live on Twitch. Pronto.
Want to plug your Twitch quickly?
Yeah, I mean, it's there, and it'll be down in the comments, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then it's Crimson Heretic. And you can also follow Lord of Ham as well if you would like to. Lord_of_ham_ on Twitch as well. They stream every now and then.
I'm planning to do a Christmas stream soon. Arkham Origins, because that's set on Christmas Eve, so I think it's perfect.
Perfect. So go and check them out as well. And well, that'll be all. If you want to email in, it'll be crimhampodcast@gmail.com. It's down there if you're if you're watching on YouTube, and send anything in you want. Write us something, a story, a funny joke, a question, talk about
riddle.
your films, a riddle, or even a picture of your favorite enzyme. Anything you want. But anyway,
Can't
guys,
see those enzymes.
you can't. No. Well, just describe your favorite enzyme, okay? Okay, whatever. Describe it. Draw it.
Bop it.
I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we'll see you on the Christmas podcast next. But have a good week, everybody.
Stay hammy.
Stay dandy. And don't forget this inspirational quote I'm about to say. Breathe,
Table.
blink, and Ham can finish the last word.
Good night, everybody, on the Hollywood Showboard.